moment of truth. Man, I'll tell you what, I went like 320, 600 cork belt, back down to 400. You know, all these little gaps, back down to 120, then back up to 1,000, and then sat there with hand sandpaper, got out little grooves and little divots, and then tried 1,000 on the belt. And man, when you're trying to get everything perfect like this, you just find every little thing. But I think we got it. I know this is a little low, but I think that'll be all right. So we'll glue it up, then I'll come back in the morning and we'll grind these pins down a little bit and peen them over, and hopefully we should be good from there. And then we'll just have to bring it down a little bit and get them all in and looking good. All right, let's get to this. All right, over the tree. Oh well, I forgot to turn off the other camera, but I think we'll be all right. I forgot to tape up this damn blade. That is why I do not use fast set. See, we can still spray in here, make sure everything's straight. Alright, I got it all taped up and good. I think that's it. So tomorrow we will see how they turn out. Look how many times I hit my finger on that damn belt holding these stupid bolsters. It hurts. Especially the alcohol. Alright, pins are through. We are good to go. Time for the big reveal. For you, it's been about 2 or 3 seconds. For me, it's been about 12, 15 hours. See what we got here. It looks like the alcohol and the tape works. I don't see any leakage. I was thinking that something is worrying me. Oh yeah, those are nice. So the thing that's worrying me is this epoxy. I don't think it has a temperature rating. I'll have to look it up. When I do these, I'm going to use JB Weld or something like that, because with all the heat, you know, in these bolsters, as I'm grinding these down, if it gets everything hot, it's going to melt the glue and the epoxy is going to give, which might be what happened with this one when I was grinding it, you know. Epoxy gets too hot and it gives out. That's how, you know, if you ever get something stuck and it's glued together, hit it with a torch and it'll come out. Everything's nice and straight. Down here they're a little low, but I can either bring the spine down or I can bring this wood into it. Let's go to the grinder and grind these pins down real quick. I am real happy with how these came out though. Nice and tight. To the grinder. Just gotta remember to keep this cool, and I want it proud a little bit because I'm gonna peen these down, so here we go. Alright, let's go peen these over. I hit it right there, but that's okay. I didn't hit it too bad because we're going to have to finish this all off. Especially when I put the wooden handles on, I'm going to have to get it all blended down and in. But I want to take these and peen it off. So let's go over to my awesome anvil I'll show you. Well, got my dad's old peening hammer. My trusty Vise anvil. See what we can do here. So let me just grind these down now and get it all as one, and Once I get them even, then I'll just take it up to 800 off camera. I got that peen, now we just gotta be careful. I gotta get that big old scratch out that I put in now. You know, as long as we keep these fronts pretty good, we're, you know, that's all I'm worried about. So, you know, let me get these down, and I just have to be careful. I got a 320 belt on here, same belt I used to, you know, get these down to size. So, everything from here, I just got to remember, don't overheat it. I don't want to melt that glue. You know what? I was stupid the first time. Let me go ahead and wrap this with tape. Yeah, I'm just so used to doing removable scales that I always forget to tape things up. So, here we go. Yeah, our pins are pretty much gone. I don't know if you noticed, but I overhung the belt, so we'll get the rest of that. Alright. I'm gonna have to handstand that all up. Plus I'm gonna have to put it on the small wheel to, you know, get these edges off. Yeah, so next I'm just gonna drill. That's another thing I forgot to do. Drill all these holes. I was up till 5 a.m. grinding these out and getting them all smooth and perfect. And I completely forgot about drilling the holes in the stuff, you know, to make the epoxy hold better, but it seems to come out real good. Yeah, looks like I'll have to take a file or something and break this edge because it's real tight. But I think we're good. This one looks a little off, but it's because this is raised up more. Once it comes down, they'll even out. Still can see this one pin right here. Alright. Well, hopefully once I polish everything up, you won't be able to see them as much. I can see them just a little bit. Right there's one. This one's gone. And right there. Just a teeny hair. So, let's get on the handle. On the wood. Alright, we got this set up again. Alright, once again, we are set to 45. Got a 120 belt. I got my pencil mark across here. Now I am gonna have to drop the square. I am gonna have to take this on the flat plate, you know, and make sure whatever surface I put up against the knife is flat. You know, I'm gonna cut it this way because you can see where the saw blade cut a big old groove in there. So this will be the outside. What I'm gonna have to do, I'm just gonna get each one and kind of take it to how they are. You can see now that fits. Then I'll just have to clamp it, mark it, and drill it. But that's that one. So let me go flatten this one and I'll do the same. But when you see me next, we'll be marking it up and cutting them out. You know, sometimes you just gotta make your stuff fit how it fits, you know. Everything doesn't go textbook. All right, meet you over at the bench. I had to cut another. So I'm learning that on a table saw, if you cut the middle piece, it's gonna be all screwed up. So I went ahead and just cut another piece, you know, at the end. And then took some sandpaper on my flat plate, got them all good. Another thing I realized was these bolsters aren't sitting straight. They're sitting, you know, if I want the grain to follow, so I put this up, and bam. So it's like at a 94. So I went ahead and recut these at a 94, you can see. Once again, marked them left, right. But the problem I'm having now is this matches and this matches, but you can see it pivots in the middle. So what I'm thinking is the glue or whatever didn't dry. You know, the glue, because one side's a little bit worse. So my first thing I'm going to do is clamp this down and put it in my knife maker's vise, stand down the middle and see if I can get them to fit like that. Because if not, I'm going to have to like figure out where I want it and maybe like, you know, take a little bit out of here to make it fit. Yeah, I can see there's a gap right there. So that means you need to come down just a little bit right in here. Right there, it's wiggling. So I'm going to have to take some sandpaper, do that. Let me mount this up in my vise and we'll be back. So I think I've showed this before, but never intricate. Basically, it's 2 pieces of steel with a piece of leather on each side. Then I went ahead and I welded bolts on here so I didn't have to drill it. Then you can just tap it in. And that holds it like this. Then, I think I told you I took a hole saw and cut this out. You know, I had a whole piece here. 2 pieces. And I used the hole saw to cut. That way you can find the middle. You know, imagine this piece isn't here. Like you take a hole saw and you drill a hole in the middle, and then you'll have one piece here and one piece here that has the lip. That way you can mount this on here. Boom. Mount a plate. Slide it in. And there's your knife maker's vise. Real quick. Well, this is too fat to fit in there, so I gotta be careful. Maybe I should wrap it up in case I don't hurt myself. So I need to step into a hot blade. Well, it's not sharp, but alright, well that's not gonna work either. See, the only problem is it only goes in up to there. But I guess that should be enough. See, then yeah, you just tighten it down. You can even make handles really to tighten with the handles. I just made this real quick, so I just want to clamp it, you know. The pins and the glue should hold it, but no reason to have that extra force if you don't need it. This way you know you're alright. A little bit more. Let me see something. I'm gonna use this whole piece as a test. No wait, this isn't the right, left. If I take just a little bit out of here, I'm gonna see what happens. All right, see, because that's not gonna do anything to the structure of the handles. But let's see if that fits better. I think that's it. Yeah, by taking that little bit out right there, it slides right in. Tight there, and it's tight there. I just gotta make sure I clamp it and drill it to that angle, because it's gonna be glued with the pins and all that. This isn't structural. This is just to make it fit better here and to fit better here. So I think that's the ticket. I'll just take a bunch out here on the good one. I'll be back. All right, that's it. Nice and tight there. Nice and tight there. We just you gotta remember, if you do that, you can't take too much off, because when you whittle it down, you want to have edges there, or you're gonna grind into a big gap. Yeah, like see, if I put it here and you grind that off, you'd just be grinding into a big gap. So make sure there's an edge where you want it. You just have to take out a little bit in the middle. All right. Let me get these drilled up. Well, what I want to do first, I guess, let me see where I want it. Clamp it, then I'll drill it, and I'll be back. So here's what I plan on doing. So I kind of get a clamp on it. Make sure I'm at where I want it. Where's my good? Okay, here's my bad stuff. I'm gonna put the point down into the wood because you don't want to hit it. And I'm just gonna give it a tap on the wood. make sure we're good and tight. Yeah, nice and tight there. Nice and tight there. Alright, let me go drill these 3 holes. And then I'm going to do the same for the other side. Clamp them, well, you know how I drill my holes. I'm going to drill one, clamp it down, and then drill through to both of them. So I'll be back with them all drilled. Another little thing I just thought of. Even though I'm using the screws, I want to put a second clamp on before I take this one off. Because these are pressure fit now. You know, since I tapped it down and all that, I want to make sure that even though the bolts are there to hold it, when I let go of one clamp, I don't want the other clamp to let go too. Alright, let me get these last holes and then we'll get it all drilled up and I'll be back. Now we got these 2 done and this one done. We're going to do exactly like we did for this. Now we just drill straight through. Flip, comes out there. You just gotta work, when you're drilling wood, you just can't plow right through it either. But you gotta remember, this surface is all getting ground down. We're looking pretty good. There we go, all 3 all through. All 3 of them are through and perfect and all lined up how we want them and good to go. And yeehaw. Just take our pen, thin pen, and there's our bolts, there's a handle. So we're going to have to cut on the outside of this with the bandsaw. I'll do both of them, we'll be back. I'll show you, see what we look like. So, here's my pins that I bought. Let's hope they fit. Oh yeah, nice. Alrighty, here's one pin. I'm going to have to knock that through. I guess we should make sure they fit before I start gluing everything up, huh? Alright, well look at that. That looks like a knife. It feels like a knife. So what I'm going to do is cut these pins long, maybe taper a little bit off each one if I can get these back out. Okay, I'll just take my punch them back out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to taper them a little bit. So when I get them, I'm going to cut them long like here. Because I can always grind them off like I did these. So I'll cut them long, about 1/4 inch long, taper the ends, and that way I can glue it and knock them through real tight. Alright, time of truth. I went around with the drill press and just put a bunch of dimples. Both in the wood. So, and I kind of got these laid out. So this is my front one, front and back. Get this done. About time to buy some new epoxy, I think. There we go. Knock these pins through. But not all the way through. Ta-da! Now. Look at that. Voila! Now, the important part. I guess I should have got my clamps ready in the first place, but I'm using these old clamps because there's going to be a lot of glue coming out, so there's a teeny gap right there, but I think once we grind it down, it'll be fine. All my sides are tight. No gaps there. Now we just let that one dry and come back and shape them. Shape them just like every other knife. I think we're done with these bolsters. Next video I think I'll do the heat treat oven thing, and then maybe I'll just show you what these look like or something, when they're done, because now that they're here, it's just going to be like every other knife, just like I shaped this one. Same thing, just shaping them out, and then I hand sand them. Thanks for watching. Please like, please comment, subscribe, share with your friends. Let people know I'd appreciate it, I really appreciate everyone that subscribed so far. As always, take it easy.